Hello there everyone, welcome back. I am Ben the Bold and we are playing Carthage in our Hannibal at the Gates campaign. We are just kind of continuing on down some of these mission trees, and I'm hoping that by the end of this episode we will be able to finish the AGs of Africa and finish this mission and even start a new one. So let us go ahead, just a quick recap of the last episode. We were able to capture a large swath of territory here. We only have a couple more things we have to do to finish that mission, and that would be to, one, conquer this territory right here, conquer all of these provinces, as well as integrate Tripoli, or the Emporium of Tripoli, which they are a little over halfway towards integrating. So, and we are in the domineering stance, so we are integrating them a little bit faster than we normally would. I should also think about, can I integrate you? No, so you are just a tribute of me. I think that will probably mean that eventually I will break off this alliance and instead, or break off this tributary. Yeah, because, oh, I guess are they a client state or a tributary? Let's take a look. Carthage protects them. They're limited. Alright, I'm not sure. Are they a client state or are they just a tributary? If they were a client state, I should be able to integrate them, right? And I cannot currently integrate them. So I guess they are just a tributary for some reason. I don't love that. Although, if I were to, say, declare war, let's just pretend like I'm going to declare an OCB war. Tributaries are not brought into it. Yeah, they must be a tributary because they would not be brought into this war. Well, I don't really have much of a use for them as a tributary, so I mean, sure, they give me some money, but honestly, it's not going to be very much. They give me 25% of, well, they make a little bit, like 2 ducats per month, so they give me 25% of that. That's not necessarily amazing. So I actually would probably be looking to break that tributary status at some point and conquering this territory for myself. They will now, yeah, they are relatively decent civilization value now that they are no longer a settled tribe. They are a absolute monarchy, if I remember correctly. Yes, they are. So, ooh, I'm going to go ahead and we'll accept some of these trade offers. Kudos. We'll trade away some of that grain. Let's see. We know we are currently fabricating a claim. When that claim is done, I'm probably going to go ahead and fabricate on this other province in their territories as well. We need a new researcher. You would be decent. You have good loyalty. You're not a member of a great family. And this would be a good way to build up your statesmanship at least a little bit. Now you, I might think about moving out of this researcher position and into a more dominant position, because currently, if I go back to the technology screen, currently you're actually going to start losing statesmanship because the researcher job only gives you 0.25. So I could maybe send you somewhere else. We are of the religious faction. We have made friends with the head of the military faction, and it looks like the military faction is going to secede us. I don't really love how much support the populist faction is getting. What would help me limit them? Let's see. If I were to go into positive stability, that would be good. I could also maybe change a law. I'm in electoral model, so alright, I'll go ahead and trade away some vegetables. Perfect. So yeah, we're kind of in a holding pattern. We're letting our aggressive expansion tick down. It ticks down much faster when we're at peace versus when we're at war. I can build another building here. Let's take a look at my pop ratio. I think I'm actually going to go ahead and build an academy. Academies give me some more extra research points, which is good. They also increase my pop promotion speed. Now, our pop promotion speed is already pretty quick because we have a surplus of livestock, right? Do I still have that surplus of livestock? Yes, I do, which gives me pop promotion speed plus 25%. Is that coming through? Yeah, surplus of livestock. Good. Because of relatively decently high unrest, I have minus 7% there. So I am going to go ahead and build an academy. It does just help with that research rate as well as increased pop promotion speed. That's good. I do have a disloyal province. Let's see. How can we handle that? So right now we're in local autonomy, which is really just kind of a stopgap. Ooh, uh-oh. A venomous tongue, the governor of Sardinia Borealis, is a particularly weasel-like man, a fact that is making itself clear now more than ever. He has begun stirring up the people of his government, perhaps hoping to challenge our rule. How dare he? I mean, he's got decently high loyalty, but he's actually losing it because he's got a strong power base. Alright. Okay, so we have a couple options. We can either have the province lose a bunch of loyalty, or we can have treason must be paid in blood. So the province is going to lose a ton of loyalty, but we're going to imprison him. So let's take a look at this province. What is it? Sardinia. Alright, so it's the northern one. They are currently losing because of Olbina Rosna. What is Olbina Rosna? Oh, it's a city. So, and it's a city where people are unhappy. So I need to increase the happiness here, and I think our only real way of increasing the happiness is going to be converting the pops. I'm going to leave it on the governor policy for local autonomy. That's going to make my people a little bit happier. We got to start converting people. First, they are mostly all of my religion, so let's go ahead and start pulling them towards my culture. So let's go ahead and just build several theaters. I'm going to go ahead and build 2 of them for now. That's as many as I can build. I am going to just have the province lose 26 loyalty. Let's try to get it under control. Let's actually just look at our national overview. We see that most of our provinces are loyal, but we should pay close attention to the ones that are not. No, that's food. Here's the loyalty. So we're actually losing loyalty in a bunch of our provinces. Most places it's pretty low. But we definitely don't want to have a ton of, like, revolts or anything. Man, this one's moving at... Alright, so... yeah, this is that newly conquered territory. Anything that will increase province loyalty that I could trade for? Stone, base metals, local freeman output. Basically, I'm looking for happiness items. So things like woad, because that'll help tribesmen happiness. Of course, these tribesmen aren't going to be super happy. We are increasing our civilization level in all of these territories. That's good. Anything that would kind of help me out here? Freeman output's fine, but honestly, what I'm really looking for is things that help with happiness. So I'm going to pass on anything right now. I need to keep an eye out for these disloyal provinces. I could... well, I am culture converting. Here I am going... yeah, that's the Sardinia Borealis. Ooh, I'm losing loyalty in this province. Why? It's just a little bit. It's in the capital region, so that helps keep it loyal. But still, I just have a lot of unhappiness. And so much of that is just because I have a bunch of Massilians. So I once again need to start converting people. So let's go ahead and build a theater here. Ooh, and I should probably also work on converting the religion as well. Let's change to religious conversion as our governor policy. Looks like we have some raiders, some barbarians. Let's go ahead and take care of them. Let's see, how else can we deal with our loyalty issues? I think we're just going to have to keep working on converting and making them a little happier. It's a slow process. We expanded very quickly, so that definitely slows us down. We're going to have some disloyal provinces, but we'll eventually be okay. I'm going to say he's doing a fine job. He's going to hire some more light infantry, but that's fine. He's about to go fighting some barbarians anyway. Honestly, the barbarians are happier in these low civilization pops. For instance, if we kind of come over here and look, we can see that like these tribesmen, they're not happy because of the civilization value, also because they're not in the right culture group. So reducing our aggressive expansion will also help the citizen happiness a ton as well. Are there any inventions that I maybe haven't gotten? Yeah, so I'm going to be looking to get aggressive expansion impact minus 5% as well as aggressive expansion change. So I think I'm going to start saving up for those inventions. Now they're going to cost me a pretty penny. Alright, they're actually kind of helping me out with happiness here in this province. Not really. Still, it's decreasing by a lot. More than I would like. We're going to win this fight. Let's go ahead and end the barbarian incursion. We're getting closer to peacefully occupying all of the Emporian lands. And, you know what? I guess we should improve our opinion with the Tripolitanians as well. We're probably going to, when we get a chance, integrate them too. And all these areas are just so low supply, I don't even know where I'm gonna put this army. I guess I can go all the way out here to this city out in the middle of nowhere. Bad news, we have a major death in the Hannibal family. It doesn't look like it's going to change the balance of power too much. I don't really want to put another Gisco in office, so instead I'm going to go with, ooh, you are very loyal. Your finesse isn't great, but I'm actually going to go with you because you just keep my ruler healthy, but usually you don't have to worry about your rulers dying in a republic because, well, there's an election every so often, so I think there's going to be an election before. Yeah, so I don't necessarily worry too much in a republic about the Rafit position. If we were a monarchy, I would be much more willing to. We need to recover this negative stability. That's hurting our province loyalty everywhere as well. We also really do need to start converting these pops. So I think I'm going to go away from the local autonomy, and it's going to make them mad, but I'm going to go ahead and do religious conversion. Let's check that out. Does not seem to help us out too much. I wouldn't necessarily mind going ahead and grabbing the rest of Sardinia, although part of me wants to see if there's a mission to do that for Carthage. I want to maybe try to play much more by the missions. I definitely need to hit the secure the coast. That's going to help me with my naval maintenance for a little while. I guess that's something. It's honestly not that big a deal, but really I'm just wanting to hit the button, create a nice green Northern Africa, just so that we can keep on going with some of these new missions, especially any mission that was like to lock down Hispania. Even though it's going to cost me some money, I think I'm going to go ahead and just start drilling my armies. Yeah, so now I'm only making 0.21 ducats per month. And I guess I'll sign them up. Seems like this general might be having... We'll see if he... No, he's extremely loyal. He also, I think, is going to be the next king, or suffet. So, we might as well make him sufficiently powerful with a bunch of loyal cohorts, right? Currently, he is barely ahead of Bostar Gisgo, who is in the civic faction. I guess I'm happy with the mercantile or the military faction taking over, because that gives me a better morale of armies, and I am going to be looking to go to war soon. I've fabricated one claim to this province. I'll go ahead and fabricate another. That's just going to help keep the aggressive expansion down. I don't know how much aggressive expansion it would cost to fully annex these territories. Thankfully, they are an autocratic monarchy, so it's not necessarily going to just plummet all my happiness because of tribesmen when I conquer them, like it did when I conquered the Nasalian people, but I'm still having some issues with... I think I'll still have issues with happiness even when I conquer here, just because there will be a different culture and a different religion. We also, aside from turning all of North Africa green, we are definitely invaders into this coastline, so we also have to turn it paint, or kind of this purplish color as well, because of the Canaanite culture. I think it'd be a really fun idea to... There's an achievement for, like, something about purple, Tyrrhenian purple or something, where you start off as one of these Phoenician city-states, and you have to try to take you have to take like the entirety of one of these regions. I could definitely be wrong in that. Oh, we do actually have a new ruler. Unfortunately, that's going to cost us a little bit of stability, which is going to mean that our province loyalty is going to keep decreasing. Oh, but interesting. Yeah, these people are still pretty upset. But it changes by... It's a little bit better. Little bit. Can we talk about... Are there any cities in this province? No, but maybe there could be. Oh yeah, here's a city. Can we talk about this building right here? The Court of Law. Territorial province loyalty plus 0.02 per month. That is ridiculously low. I would need... And I get it. I understand that I'm having some loyalty issues in this province anyway, but I would need 23 of these buildings to counteract that negative 0.45. So, like, that's insane. I can't. I mean, that's just not feasible. I'm not going to build 23 of those. Let's look at this omen. Anything that helps me out with happiness... Province loyalty, plus 0.03. I'll go ahead and take that. So maybe that will help stem the tide at least a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to come back to Carthage. Let's keep on making it as good of a city as possible. I'm going to go with entice business investments. Let's go ahead and get another trade route. We have fully integrated Emporia. Let's go ahead and choose the option that makes me popular. The game's going to kill off a bunch of those characters. And, alright, so, check it out. We now should be able to... Oh, we now have to integrate Tripoli as well. Well, we're working on that. I could send them a gift. That would get... I'll probably just wait, let them integrate. Or let them kind of tick up just from the normal way. Let's look at the, what is it, Barbarian map mode? Is that still a thing? Yeah, Barbarian power. So, we have a lot of barbarians in and around the Carthaginian homeland. I might eventually think about trying to colonize some of this land, just to push the civilization value near these barbarians up a little bit. I could also just build some fortresses I think I'm going to go ahead and pay the little bit of money it costs, or the little bit of political influence it costs to relocate the capital of this province to Tebessa. Tebessa is, after all, the biggest city in the region, and I'm going to build, let's see, man, which would be better? It's currently stalled. Why is it stalled? I guess I'm gonna build a theater. So, Freeman assimilating at 0.8. Cultural assimilation, 4.8. Dominant religion is not the state religion, minus 10%. Dominant culture is not primary culture, minus 10%. Unrest, that's why. Huge amount of unrest, but they're upset because they are not of my religion. Meanwhile, I guess it would actually pay to try to convert the religion first, but we'll go ahead and trade away some grain, that's fine. And we'll trade away some salt. That's cool too. We do have lots of manpower. Unfortunately, where we're struggling is actually with our economy, which honestly as Carthage we really shouldn't be, but we are. I'll just keep trading away everything. Every trade route gives us more money. We should have been prioritizing, I mean, we are prioritizing that. I even have some unhappiness here. Looks like even some of my freemen. Oh, it's because the ones who aren't of my culture. Yeah, but I convert them fairly quickly over here. Well, actually not really. It's like you'll be done in 9 years. It's not super fast. We'll definitely want to make that go by faster. I appreciate the arrows to show me where all my pops are migrating from. They're coming from all over the Empire. Our aggressive expansion has ticked down, I think, when it's probably around 30, so it might take a few more years, but when it's around 30, instead of 39, I'll be looking to go to war again. So let's keep trading away livestock, that's fine. Resources made in Carthage, about to be able to get another one. Dyes, okay, dyes give me local citizen happiness. How many dyes do I currently have? Just one, so if I were to export those dyes, every dye that I export is going to be... Ooh, but if I have a surplus in capital, I get a national citizen happiness. Perfect. Carthage gains 10 stability, owes the civic faction 1 favor. I'll take that. Our claim has finished fabricating. We are good to go. We now have positive stability. That's going to help us a little bit, I think, with some of these happiness factors. Maybe not. I'll tell you what, the super high unrest really does hurt you. Or, sorry, not unrest. The super high aggressive expansion really does hurt you when we're talking about happiness. It makes it really difficult to subdue the pops that you capture, so, or that you've taken in. So keeping that low is pretty important, I would say. Which makes sense. And I mean, obviously keeping aggressive expansion low, but like, you know, in overextension, for instance, in EU4, as long as you don't go over 100, you're fine. It is similar in this game, whereas as long as you don't go over 50, you don't get, you know, them. It says if it goes above 50, then some severe penalties will kick in. But like even just having 38, it's nowhere near 50, but that wrong culture group happiness minus 38%, that's quite extensive. Now I can limit that to some degree by getting the aggressive expansion impact minus 5%, getting the aggressive expansion change minus 0.02 per month, but I need some cash to do that, and well, I'm currently making more cash now than I was. I am still drilling my armies. I should probably be drilling all of my armies. I'm going to be drilling any of them. It's going to bring me back down to just about 5 ducats per month, but that's alright. Go ahead. I'm going to accept every trade route, even the ones for food. I don't believe I have anywhere that's starving. Yeah, everywhere is actually making positive food. What we are really worried about is it really doesn't work for me to use... Well, I guess the cultural assimilation is still doing a little bit. Alright, so here's an interesting one. Lately, we have seen a lot of disagreements between Bostar Gisgo and Bomukal Budona on how Carthage should be ruled. Both of them are trying to push their own agendas through the Senate, often conflicting and even scheduling their debates to coincide with one another. Now a group of civic faction loyalists have approached Bomukal about switching their loyalties to the military faction instead. Apparently there have been schisms within the civic faction, which in turn have led to their loyalties to the faction to waver. Publicly supporting these dissenters would surely end with hostilities between the two suffolks of Carthage. Alright, so it looks like we have a little bit of internal strife between our two rulers. This is the problem, I guess, with having two rulers in charge of one country. We could say, if we control the Senate, why would it matter to us? Basically, Carthage gains 10 support for the military faction, loses 10 support for the civic faction. The head of the Gisgoid family will lose 20 loyalty. Governor of Italia gains 10 conviction for the military faction. Or, you know what? I think I'm just going to go, if we control the Senate, why do opinions matter? Looks like, once again, we have some barbarian issues. Well, I'm going to split this army in half. We'll move... Yep, I see that. Alright, let's move this half of the army. Let's put it in some boats. Let's put it on to sea, and let's have it come and take down these barbarians. I wish I could go and, like, destroy barbarian locations with my army. You know? And that makes them, like, less likely to spawn for X number of years. That would make sense. If Carthage was being invaded by barbarians over and over again, I bet they would send someone to deal with it. Yep, I know. Thankfully, it only reduced the citizenship by 3, so that's honestly not terrible. We'll go ahead and land our troops. I'm going to go ahead and build a fortress here. Might as well, it'll help me lock down this strait crossing. We're going to go ahead and fight these barbarians. We're going to go ahead and defeat these barbarians, and the barbarians will be done. Ooh, and a stack wipe right away. Good job. It was our Suffate who went and did that. Good job. He took it upon himself to defend the far out peoples of the Empire. Good for him. We have another trade route to bring into Carthage. Let's see, I guess we could just keep going with wood, and that's local tax rate. And we might as well do it from... I'll do it from the Musalamian people for now, even though we will later look to integrate them within the Empire. or I guess the Republic. I'm going to hit the promote infrastructure spending. I think it's time to get another good building in Carthage. We do get a ton of political influence, which is great. We have pirates. Uh-oh. What exactly happens by pirates? When you're plundered from by pirates, you get a local tax rate minus 25% for 12 years. Okay. I guess that's something. What are we doing as far as our military traditions? We've taken Born in the Saddle. Next we're going to go... We had planned to go right down this tree, correct? Although I don't necessarily care about National Tribesman output and well, honestly, National Tribesman happiness may not necessarily be the worst thing if I'm conquering a lot of territories with tribesmen. Although I could also grab this. Mercenary army maintenance minus 10%. Alright, kind of like that. More pirates. What if I put someone a little bit better in charge here? Well, you're a Hannibal. I want to keep a Hannibal in power. Alright. My fleet maintenance is also decreased. I think I'm going to go ahead and just build a couple more ships to this fleet. And I'm going to go with just the light ships, the Liburnians. We'll build 6 of them. Still need about $80 more to get an invention. I'm definitely excited to get an invention. Just gonna wait a little longer. He'll be displeased, but he'll be alright. I'm excited about getting the invention. I'm debating on which of these to take. Aggressive expansion change, that'll help it be reduced faster, but the lowering the impact of having high aggressive expansion might also be important. I mean, I'm definitely gonna look to get both of them. I think in the short term, I think I'll take equal integration. We'll see. How are we doing with loyalty, though? Yeah, even Sardinia Borealis is losing loyalty quite quick. I could come in here and... We're at least starting to assimilate our pops now, so that's going to help loyalty to some degree. Because we're no longer going to get the not Levantine culture group. Which, that's the real killer to happiness. So I think just for now I'm going to switch you over to cultural assimilation. Let's make this go even faster. So he used to be the suffate of our country. Ooh, I have the smooth talk ability, so I'll just go ahead and smooth talk him, make him not as angry. How's Tripoli looking? Are they relatively happy with us? Yeah, they are. I'm going to go ahead and just... Well, I'm not going to send them a gift. I'm just going to keep waiting. Seems like the Senate would be very happy to start that integration. Doing that will actually give me more seats to the civic faction as well as the religious faction. I guess that's fine. Oh, we could lose a ton of money. Oh, there's an accident. Oh, man. So the province of Carthage would get accident compensation, local citizen, as well as local slave happiness. But that would cost me pretty much all the money that I have amassed. Or I could say, no, there will be no handouts. I will lose 10 popularity. Slaves needed for surplus for the next 10 years will go up by 3 in Misua. And then the province for the next 10 years will get local slave happiness minus 15%. As much as I hate to say it, I really don't want to spend any money right now. I could just do that. That was probably a poor decision. At least it's in my capital province. So, I mean, yeah, if you're upset, that's fine. But it won't cost me any loyalty. I really just want to grab these inventions. I think... Alright, I do have enough money. I think I'm going to go with... Honestly, I think I'm going to go with Vitalis, which is aggressive expansion impact, mine down 5%. Let's just take a look at what that will do. So basically, the aggressive expansion penalty for wrong culture happiness as well as wrong culture group happiness, those are 17 and 34 respectively. Let's go ahead and hit that button. Let's remember 17 and 34. Still 17 and 34. We're going to let it go until the end of the month. So as soon as we tick over to July, the game kind of resets. And, alright, so it doesn't do like a flat percentage reduction. So it didn't go from like 17 to 12. It reduced it some by a little bit, but honestly it wasn't enough. Maybe I should have gone with the other one. But you know what? You live and you learn. Again, as soon as we get around 30, I'm probably going to look to go to war again. However, I do think that will have to be in our next episode. This is probably going to have to do it for me today. We are watching Rome expand rather nicely, though. Let's check out some of the rest. Phrygia is still looking pretty well put together. The Seleucids are surprisingly still in this. What's happening in Egypt? What happened in Egypt? They gave up some of their most valued possessions to who? No way. Egypt must have lost a war and given some of its most valuable land to the Cyrenians. Wow. Interesting developments here. Are you allied with someone? You're guaranteed with Phrygia, so I bet Egypt lost a war to Phrygia. Alright, that makes a little bit more sense. Before we call it quits, let's just keep it going for 1 month longer, so that Tripolitania has over 190 opinion of us, and then we will hit the start integration button. Should happen at the next month tick. As soon as it ticks over to November right now. Yep, perfect. Let's go ahead and start that integration. But first, let's see what that'll do to us. It will make all of those members in the religious faction a little bit more loyal. It will make all of the members, it looks like, of the civic faction more loyal. They are really excited to bring the Tripolitanians in, mostly because they're the same culture as us. The faction has a loyal co-ruler in power. Cool. The religious faction is also down. Perfect, so let's go ahead and start that integration. And real quick, let's see, is there anything else we can grab? We can get more wood. How much wood do we have at this point? 3, but each one of those, so has 3 additional wood, giving us an additional 9% local tax, and Carthage is our most, well, it's our biggest and brightest city, so increasing the local tax rate there isn't terrible. Go ahead and grab that. And then we're increasing our political influence just so quickly that I'm sure very soon we'll be able to grab another, another import route. Plus, grabbing another import route also helps our economy at least a little bit. We are making a ton of money from commerce. We'll look to expand that down the line. So we're still struggling with some loyalty issues for sure. We definitely have some things to work out, but all in all, I think this Carthage run is going pretty decently. We are only about 29 years into it. I'm definitely taking my time a little bit with this run. I'm just trying to learn a little bit more about the mechanics for the republics. I'm having a good time with it. I'm seeing Syracuse. It looks like they may challenge Rome next. I really am hoping that Rome proves to be very dominant in the Livy update of the game. I want to see Rome expand, you know? I want to see them move into Greece. I want to see them move into Gaul. I even want to see them clashing with me in Iberia, and especially on the Mediterranean. It looks like Rome did... maybe they will clash with me over Sardinia, as Rome has taken Corsica, so we may have missed our opportunity for Corsica, but that's okay. I'm sure we'll eventually take it some way, in one way or the other. Alright, that's going to do it for me. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. And if you like all the videos I produce, why don't you hit that subscribe button and so you can see all of them. I hope you're having a great day. I know I am, and I will definitely catch you on the next one.